Ladies and gentlemen, would you please be upstanding to receive your bride and groom?
Sit down.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I give you father of the bride.
Can everyone hear me all right? Yeah. Right, thank you. On behalf of Anne and myself, I'd just like to say thanks for everyone to coming today and joining Emma and Craig special day. I think it's worth mentioning that we have quite a few people come from different places today. Obviously, our two principal guests come from Cambridge, yeah. We've got people from the Isle of Man, Blackpool, Scotland, Japan, Australia. But I think it's worth mentioning, which I think is quite amazing, we've got quite a few members of the Moorfield cricket team joining us today, who's come all the way over from Widnes. and believe me, to get them over that bridge, other than the cricket match, is quite amazing. So thanks very much. Obviously, I'm stood in front of you today because it's tradition for the father of the bride to give a speech. But I thought on this occasion, the break with tradition, I let somebody else give the speech. This person is perhaps, other than Craig, is the closest person to our Emma. So, ladies and gentlemen, fellow guests, let me introduce to you the mother of the bride, Anne. Look, I just wanted to get involved for a few seconds.
I've done my bit.
Yeah, I bet you have, yeah. So this bundle of joy was actually born on the 9th of August 1987. Now, not many people know this, but Emma was actually born a boy. Oh, that's what I thought anyway, because when she was born, all I could see was this massive back. And I thought, yeah, we've got a second son here. Anyway, so the midwife flicked it over, and there was one or two bits missing. I thought, well, even I worked that one out. So from going from an Andrew, we had an Emma Jane. Emma was born with a slight disability. She was actually born blind in one eye. So I should have said a sight disability here, shouldn't I? But it never really bothered her up until now. Because with the invention of 3D television, obviously she's a little bit knacky now. Like, she's not really let it bother her at all. Because obviously growing up with two brothers, really she was more tomboy than girly. Because very often she was dressed in tracksuits or jeans as she was playing football with the lads. Certainly different to what she's here today. Emma's education was spent at the Hillview Infants and Junior Schools, followed by the Heath Comprehensive, where she done very well in all subjects. Then she spent 2 years at Halton College, and in 3 years studying to be a nurse at Chester Uni, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah, never been in it, yeah. So up until qualifying for the nurse, she'd done a 6 months induction at Halton Hospital. Yeah. Did you go one in some? Did you just Halton?
Just Halton.
before applying for a job at Stanford and Peterborough Hospital, where she's now employed. Now I don't know if any father thought the same as me, because obviously when your daughter's growing up, you often think, what's she going to drag through the door? But I've been quite lucky really, because I've actually known Craig for about 15 years. And I got to know Craig because our Mark, my eldest lad, was asked to join a young team in Widnes, Moorfield under 11s. So with our Mark being Mark, he jumped at the chance. and that's where we first met. A lot of these lads here, but Craig was the actual captain of the under-11s, and he stayed captains for the 13s, the 15s and the 18s. So you can actually see what type of character Craig has got.
And you're still very man.
Yeah, not a bad lad. So really, when being captain, you can see the term cool, calm and collective can really attribute to Craig, really. But I think more than anything, he is a really nice lad. But for all his perfection, he's got one fault. In fact, he's got one massive fault. Can anyone tell me what it is?
Yeah.
He doesn't support United, but the good thing is he doesn't support Liverpool. So that's all I'll say about Craig, because I know it's Steve's job to actually rip him to pieces, really. So for now, if you'd all like to stand and join me in a toast. I wish Emma and Craig all the best for the future. Emma and Craig. Right, thank you. Thank you very much.
Right, thanks for that, Trev.
Maggie, just see you.
Right, you're about to witness a unique event in history. This will be the very first and the very last time my wife will allow me to speak on behalf of both of us. So, on behalf of me and Emma, thanks everyone for coming today. It means a lot to us to have everyone here, all our close friends and family. And special thanks to the people who have travelled a long way. I can honestly say it wouldn't have been the same without you. Would have been a lot cheaper, but that's not the point. Also, thanks everyone for the cards and presents. So, events like today don't just happen. We've been planning this wedding for a long time. Well, the same way, Emma's done pretty much everything. As one of the best things about being a man is weddings just organise themselves. So, to Emma and everyone else who's out today, organised today, big thanks. Especially to Anne and Trev for making all the invitations and the name cards and the favours. Also like to thank Anne and Trev for having such a beautiful, intelligent, kind, caring daughter. Don't know, I just copied this off the internet.
I definitely don't know it yet.
I've got one I don't know about.
And of course for giving me the privilege of being her husband. I ought to do you both proud, and thanks to both of you for everything you've done. I'd like to thank my parents, Dave and Marie, for all the help they've given me over the years. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here now. So Emma, if it doesn't work out, you know who to blame.
Yeah.
Thanks to our ushers, Mark, David and Mark. I think today they've done an excellent job, especially the way they searched handbags and frisk pockets on the way into the church with such discretion. Now to the bridesmaids, Natalie, Vicky and Brogan and Maggie over there. Well, so you look really nice today. Done a good job getting Emma there, and thanks for making sure she didn't run off at the last minute.
What's that candle?
Brogan, be careful there.
Good one, that.
Yeah. Right, now to my wife. I can't begin to tell you how gorgeous you look today. When I saw you coming up the aisle, I realised how lucky I am. Looked at myself and realised that it's definitely me that's getting the best of this deal. After living with Emma for the last year, I think it's fully prepared me for the time when it comes to when we have kids. I can never go to the toilet without Emma having to go first. If I have something to eat, Emma eats it, or wants some of it, which she's done today as well. I just wish people had been able to see that. And she also believes that you can just leave things in the middle of the floor and they put themselves away. So I think I'll be well prepared. Sat down over here at the end is Steve, my best man. Having been a best man myself, I know what it feels like when you're asked. Your best friend suddenly becomes your worst enemy when you realise you've got to stand up and make a speech. Yeah. That said, Steve's done an excellent job helping out today, getting me here on time. I'm so proud to have him as my best man. Anyway, it's only right to advise you all ahead of his speech. He's a true friend of mine, and I wouldn't want you to go upsetting him. So if you could bear with him, even join with him on his journey of make-believe with laughter and enjoyment, I would appreciate it. So I'll now hand you over to Steve.
Like Craig said, afternoon everybody, my name is Steve, not Stu, not Dean, not a mate, it is Steve. Nice to see that the service went without incident today, which I didn't think would happen. The weather stayed fair, not too hot because we'd have sweated, and I'd have needed sun cream. And as a practising Catholic, a good practising Catholic myself, I'm always amazed that a service doesn't have to last for 2 to 2.5 hours. The bridesmaids, all 4 of you, Natalie, Vicky, Brogan and Maggie, you did a fantastic job, but you were all well and truly outshone today by our gorgeous bride, Emma. I have also had the pleasure of seeing Emma grow up over the last 15 years, like Trevor said, through the cricket club. And she's grew into a lovely young lady, and as a single bloke, not me, Joanne. As a single bloke, it must be hard to watch Emma get taken away from you, but I would imagine that single women are not suffering quite as much with losing Craig over there. My responsibilities of best man was clearly defined in a 3-page dossier given to me by Emma via Facebook. And on that list was to give Craig a very uncomfortable and nerve-wracking 5 minutes. But Emma, you've got that to look forward to later on. Me and Craig go back 22 years, which is a long time, and I'm proud to call him a very good friend of mine. I remember the conversation with Craig when he asked me to be best man very vividly, because we were stood at the bar in the club, and he said to me, "Oh, so you know I'm getting married and that?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "I couldn't be anyone's best man, Craig, me. I just wouldn't know what to say about anybody. I'd go everyone's wedding, but I just wouldn't like to be a best man." He said, "Well, I'm sorry. I weren't going to tell you this now, but I want you to be my best man. I want you to stand next to me and so on all day long." And I thought, oh, fair enough. I was made up, kissed him, cuddled him, hugged him. And then I went, oh, dear, the speech. And Craig said to me, "Don't worry about the speech, Steve. You do a good job. You won't have to do a speech at my next wedding." So, Craig, as a child, Craig, as well as being a fussy get, he always wanted to be a pilot. The fact that he's blind and red-green colour-blind, which is why he's jacked in playing cricket, he now plies his trade, though, in the RAF, which is very much like being a pilot. It's also a coincidence that when Craig was a child, he also wanted to marry a 6-foot-tall brunette with long legs and size double G boobs. But he didn't quite get anything what he wanted in life, did he? Sorry, Emma. No, but in all seriousness, Craig's punching. We all know that Craig's punching well above his weight, don't we? Emma she's beautiful, she's witty, she's bubbly, she's happy, and she deserves all the happiness in the world. So it must be true that opposites do attract. But before I end my speech, I've been doing extensive research, obviously, thebestman.com. I'd just like to point out an interesting fact. So if you turn and look at each other in the eyes for a second, I'll tell you that you're now staring into the eyes of the person statistically most likely to murder you. That's true. No, but if you can stay looking into each other's eyes, and I wish you all the best, you will love each other and be faithful to each other, please. And if you could all stand for the final time, and we'll have a toast to Mr. and Mrs. Baxter. Mr. and Mrs. Baxter. Thank you.
Well done.
The hats. You can sit down now.